Welcome to the 108th Annual Saskatchewan Stock Growers Annual General Meeting. It's been a long-standing tradition to get together at this time of the year and be able to meet with like-minded people and talk about the events and issues of the day. This year, we're going to have to do it virtually, and hopefully this is the last time. I'd like to welcome everybody that is here, especially from our friends at the ministry, our members, and anyone who chose to attend this meeting today. There's a couple of things internally that I'd like to recognize. Sharon, she's been with us for 5 years. I don't know if anyone has had the time to talk with Sharon, but she does a lot of the behind the scenes work, and we certainly appreciate her for doing those types of things for us. Sharon's been an excellent asset to the team, and we're glad to have her on board. That being said, sadly, Fonda, after her 5 years with us, has chosen to take an opportunity with the ministry, and we'd like to thank her for the time that she spent with us, and we wish her well in the opportunity that she pursued. So thank you, Fonda. Over the course of the year, Saskatchewan Stock Growers, we often get the question, what do you guys do? Well, a lot of the time it's not in the public eye, but there's always something going on behind the scenes. One of the big things that Doug Gillespie implemented when he was a board member and as president was the beef drive, and hopefully everybody has heard about that and had an opportunity to contribute. We can get tax receipts for your donations, and the food bank in this province is extremely grateful for what we're able to contribute to the needs of people in this province, and we get them eating beef. So there's funding still available for that. So if you have a beef to donate, please get in contact with the office and we'll point you in the right direction. One of the exciting things that we've been working on for a long time is our SARPAL agreement, and that's our species at risk funding and grass management results based, and that funding's been renewed for a period of time, and so we're thankful for that opportunity. What it does, it lets us as producers tell the story of what we're doing as grass managers and ultimately environmental stewards. We are and will continue to be the very best stewards of the grasslands in this province. And with this funding, it sets a stage on how what we do as producers creates the habitat for species at risk while we're grazing livestock. Another huge thing that came about is the Saskatchewan Stock Growers Foundation, which was seemed like not that long ago, just an idea that Kelly Williamson and Chad put together, and now it's very much a reality. And so the foundation, we had our first quick annual general meeting last fall, and it's going to be part of this meeting today, but this is an exciting step in stock grower history, and with what we can do with the foundation and the money that it's going to allocate for projects, and the way that it can function going into the future for conservation and for producers is going to be second to none. Another thing that's come about in the past year is the need for processing capacity in this province. There's room for lots more players in the game, and as I've seen locally here and provincially, there's been lots of producers that have been capitalizing on the opportunity for direct sell beef. There's a need for people to want to know where their beef comes from, and the local abattoirs have been booked. It's hard to get an animal booked in because producers are taking it upon themselves to market their own animals, and it's been an opportunity for them, and there's lots of room in this province to grow that processing capacity. Another thing on the file that everybody's probably still frustrated with, but seems like it's not going away, is is the carbon tax, but more importantly, carbon capture and carbon offsets, and how are we going to get paid for those things. We've been lobbying the government steadily on that, and it's a long process, but we've been there every step of the way, and we'll continue to be there. Earlier in the year, and it wasn't that long ago, and it seemed like over the last 3 or 4 years, it just kept getting drier, and there was water issues bad last summer, and going into even the end of May, it was looking pretty dry. Well, in my area, we had 6 inches over the last 2 weeks, and I know a lot of the other areas in this province have been fortunate enough to up their reserves on moisture, and it's been a blessing. That being said, the drought put a lot of pressure on a lot of people, and they made decisions to move livestock, and not sure what feed situation is going to be in the fall. So we're continually working with the ministry on the drought issues, and putting the tools in place for that, so that producers can be successful through the dry years. One of the great things that came about, it's taken, was doing the math here, 18 years. I remember in 2003, at that fateful day in May, when BSE rolled around. Well, this year, our negligible risk status has been renewed, and we are hopefully back on a level playing field with our competitors. So that's been a long time coming, and a fight that we've been a part of since day one. The other thing that's changed this year is agri-stability has removed the reference margin limit, so that's going to be a benefit to lots of producers. The fine tuning of those things within agri-stability is still ongoing, and we've had the opportunity to share those things, such as valuing the feed that you produce on your own ground. That's one of the main ones. We've shared those thoughts with the minister, and we've had meetings with other industry stakeholders, and we're carrying a unified voice of this needs to work for, this program needs to work for everybody, not just on the crop side. We've had a couple of partnerships this year. We've joined with Fence Fast, and if SSGA members purchase from there, they can receive a $5 or a 5% off their purchase. One of the huge things, and what a outgoing, the support for the auction was unmatched. It was unbelievable. And thank you to all that donated, contributed, and a special thanks to Young's Equipment and Tim Young, our volume buyer. That really makes a difference on the operations and the day-to-day of Saskatchewan stock growers. We've had a couple other things with the plants that shut down last March due to COVID. There was a satisfied advisory board. We had one of our board members, Mary Linthicum, sat on how that money was going to be allocated, and it really made a difference. And the livestock price insurance, which is needed, it's in its infancy. It's only been going a few years, and it needed a little bit of fine tuning. And Shay Anderson stepped up and represented us well as the changes are being made to price insurance. There's lots of opportunity to get involved in this organization that's been around, one of the oldest, or maybe possibly the oldest organization in the province. And so if you haven't taken the opportunity, or you want to get involved, get in contact with one of the board members, with the office, and there's lots of talented people out there with great ideas, and we just like to utilize the resources that we have. And thank you so much to the board and staff and the executive that I get to work with, and we look forward to another year. So with that, I'll move my report.